boy Ziggy Doom, man. Welcome to another podcast. I decided, I do all my podcasts at my house out in Texas, so why not do one at my house here in New Mexico with my sons? And what better thing to talk about than life after high school? Now, I've been telling my kids that, school is easy. High school is easy. It's the funnest years of your life. It's really easy. Life really starts to kind of get difficult after high school, and for what it's worth, they're doing okay. They holding it down. They're doing what's expected of them. I'm proud of my sons, and they are exceeding my expectations. But I just want y'all to hear from them about life after high school. Junior, now that you've been out of high school for a couple years and you're an adult now and you work and pay bills, how do you feel about life after high school?
It's different. It was like you said, more responsibilities. Obviously, you have to mature if you aren't already, and just prepare for life afterwards, which ain't easy. You have to develop a plan and stuff, figure out what you're gonna do, and if not, then you'll be left out to drown.
Is it safe to say that because my mentality has always been, if you don't work, you don't eat. You got to work in order to eat. That's what you do. You work and you pay bills. If you want to do other things like buy video games and all that stuff, all that's fine, but you have to work and pay bills. Do you think that there's any scenario where, as an adult, you shouldn't have to work and pay bills?
No. It's quite simple. The work you put in is kind of evident of what you get. The rewards you get from working is kind of evident of how hard you work or the effort you put into it. So the more you work or the harder you work, the better off you are in the end, because you got to work for the stuff that you get.
Yes.
Anything good that comes your way usually is earned, if it's deserved, that is.
A work ethic is very important. There are young people in this world who think that they can play hard now and play hard later. So they don't have a good work ethic. They want to hang out and party and shop and do all kind of things that it's cool to have fun when you're young and everything, but you still should have a work ethic. And I think the earlier you start, the better. My kids all know I've been working since I was 12 years old. They've heard the story now. I ain't got to keep repeating it. But it's not about not having fun, right? You can still have fun, but when I was younger, I didn't have any guidance. No one showed me nothing. I had to figure it out on my own. But what I realized is that when I made certain choices in life, I ended up, certain people felt a way about that. And as I got older, I progressed, in life, and they didn't. And that's because they wanted to play hard now and have to work hard later. I didn't want to do that. I had a plan. I had a goal. I wanted to, work, and then get some form of freedom financially to where I can play a little bit. And I want to distill that in them early. So both my sons work. They work. I don't have. You're not going to be a member of my family and be an adult and not work. We don't play that. If you gotta shovel snow for $10, you're gonna do that. I don't play that sitting around doing nothing. So, but you can still have fun. They have their Xylan's over there too. Xylan, say something.
Hello.
He playing the game. We in his room, but he works too. And they have their fun, right? They have their things that they do for fun and enjoyment, but they also understand that you have to work and you have to pay bills. And if after you pay your bills, you don't have any more money, well, you either got to work more to make more money or spend less. But the bills got to get paid either way. And life after high school, was it exactly like I said, or was it easier or harder or different? What do you...
What do you mean like what you said?
High school is easy. It's fun. There's not really much. You just have fun. There's no real, problems in high school. Oh my God, my friend don't like me, or oh my God, this teacher don't like. That's easy. When you get in the real world and you got to pay bills and the people that you pay the bills to don't care about your personal feelings. They don't care if you're having a bad day. They don't care if your job cut your hours. They want their money. So my children understand, paying bills, and as an adult, you get more freedoms, right? More freedoms and liberties. As an adult, you have more responsibilities, so you get more freedoms. But I don't, life after high school doesn't have to be hard if you prepare yourself for it. And I've told them, like, after school, you're going to either go to school, or you're going to work, or you're going to do both. But you're not finna just sit in the house and look at videos or talk to your friend on the phone. We ain't doing that. You're going to work. So in that regard, is it like?
Yeah, because when I was in high school, I was like focused on school and just school, getting assignments and stuff, getting them done, keeping up my grades and all that. And there were like some things I kind of stressed worried about that was school related, but like now that I've graduated, it's like that stuff, like a lot of the things I worried about, I did not need to like stress over so much because it's nothing compared to life after high school and what's to come. So yeah, I mean it's harder. Yeah, it's definitely harder. Like now that I'm out of school, I can see now like, oh, this wasn't that bad because it turned out this way. That wasn't that bad. It turned out this way. And now it's like as an adult, more responsibilities, more freedom.
What you think?
High school wasn't bad.
What you think, Xylan? Life after high school, easy, hard?
Yeah, it's still pretty easy as long as you have a goal in mind or what you like have something to strive for. Generally put, it's not too different. It's not too different from what you. I mean, it's the same idea of you go and you do something. Whether you're doing work, right? You go to work, you come home. It's not any different from going to school, coming home, or college. Same way. You do your college work, whether you're at home, you go there or not. You do that. You go home and either you do more work, enjoy yourself, rest, and all that. But that's all. That's really the only thing that would make things difficult for you. Is that when you leave, you don't have anything in mind. You don't know what you're doing. You're doing stuff confused and all. You don't know how things are going to work out. And you're taking things as they come. But if you plan ahead and stuff, it's a pretty simple experience, honestly. Shouldn't be too bad for most people.
Yeah, you definitely gotta have a plan after high school. Like at least something, even if it's not the end goal. You gotta figure out what you're gonna do or what you're gonna start doing at least, like to get a base.
So now I told my kids that life is not fair. When you're an adult, it's not fair, and no one really cares. Do y'all agree? I mean, as far as things being fair and people caring, is it fair, or is it like as an adult, some things you just gotta bite the bullet on?
Well, yeah, I mean that's obvious. I mean, even growing up, we kind of got an idea that things aren't always gonna be fair or go your way, but just gotta move on. Can't sit on stuff and dwell on things because sitting there and complaining isn't going to get anything done, but actually getting up and doing something is going to get stuff done.
Right. So, I didn't grow up with a luxury of complaining. When something happened, I just had to figure it out, and that's all I know. When there's a problem, I just figure it out somehow, and I just try to distill that into my sons. No one taught me how to drive. No one taught me how to ride a bike. No one taught me how to tie my shoes. I just had to figure these things out, and I want to distill that into them. I will teach them. I will show them what I need to show them. But at the end of the day, ultimately, you have to be accountable for yourself and your actions. If you have something, you have to, take care of it because it's just you. We don't have luxuries of calling somebody for help. There's nobody we can call. We have to rely on each other. That's why I tell them family is so important. We can't call other relatives and distant cousins and, hey, I'm in the back, you help me. We don't have that. All we have is each other. But it would be a luxury to have people that you can call and all that stuff. But if you don't have that luxury, then you got to do it yourself. And I'll always support my kids. They'll always have me for support, Now, if I tell them something and they don't listen, then yeah, they're gonna have to hold that ill, because I try to teach them life the easy way. Because if life teaches them, it's going to be the hard way. Because there's two ways to learn, the easy way and the hard way. When I tell them something, it's me telling them the easy way, whether they believe it or not, whether they understand it or not. But if they choose otherwise, then life will teach them. But either way, they're going to learn. So all I try to do is, I don't sugarcoat nothing. This world is cruel. You know, people are rude, evil, vindictive, jealous, bitter, all that. And I don't want them to be exposed to that and not be prepared. So I always, you know, tell them to be mindful of that. You can have friends, you can have associates, all that. But just be mindful. At the end of the day, family is what we have. We family, and that's important. But life after high school definitely can be easy or hard. It just depends on what you choose to do. What do you want to do when you get out of high school? Do you still want to party and hang out and have fun, do drugs or whatever? Or do you want to like kind of, you know, maybe build a career or go to school, get a trade, learn something? Because education is very important. You're going to be learning stuff the rest of your life. I'm still learning stuff. I learn something new every single day. I learned something new today, matter of fact. Something completely new. I didn't know Junior Xylan played NBA 2K22 with the same people, but they not playing it with each other, and they got the game in 2 different rooms, and they play with the same people on one team, but they don't play it together. That's why Xylan right there playing the game, and Junior here doing a podcast with me. I don't understand it, but you know, so we don't want to. We might, our family might be a little different. You know, we not normal. We not typical. We have our conditions and ailments. But one thing we do have is knowledge. My sons are very intelligent. And that's one thing. With intelligence, that's a good base. And I help them with everything else. As crazy as I am, you know, I try to teach them to be better than me and lead by example. But what do I always say, Junior? Take notes.
Yeah.
Hey, take notes. The struggles that they see me go through, and they see it. Day to day, they see it. They hear it, they see it. I tell them, just take notes. Learn from my mistakes, because I'm not going to let them make the same mistakes I made. So if they can see the struggles I go through and like firsthand, and I tell them take notes, then maybe that can help them not make the same bad choices I made, you know, because I didn't have any guidance. So they do a little bit. Xylan is 400,000 miles a minute. He's nonstop, and everybody know Junior is kind of monotone with it, but he's some smart kids, man. I wouldn't trade them for the world. So I've really run out of podcast ideas as of late. My mind has went blank since my kids have went back to school, and you know, my daughter's graduating. We got to get everything ready for her. She's going to have a very big graduation. Tiasha is the one that's going to get us up out the hood. Tiasha, if you watching this, you getting us up out the hood. She's the one that's going to get us out the hood, y'all, because we poor and we live in the hood. We ain't got much, but Tiasha she going to get us out the hood. So we got to get everything ready for that. And, you know, work, have fun, enjoy life, but you got to have a work ethic. And that's what I want my sons to if I don't leave them with anything else, I want them to know that you have to have a good work ethic, you know, and you have to have a plan. And you have to take care of your family. Family there's nothing more important to me than my children and family. And I will defend them against anybody because they're my sons. And I'm overprotective of my kids. Yes, I am, especially my daughters. But, you know, I come from a background where I didn't have anybody protecting me or showing me any of that. So I kind of overdo it for them. But, yeah, man. Everything good, Junior? Xylan?
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing, though. Just can't wait to enjoy my cookies.
Yeah, I got some, what's the name of that place?
Crumble.
Hey, y'all, if you go to Lubbock, Texas, and go to a store called Crumble, make sure you go there like an hour and a half in advance. Like you order the cookies an hour and a half in advance. They had so many people in there, and our order wasn't even. They didn't even have our orders. Xylan. He didn't call it Ziggy. He called it order for Xylan. Because I told him it was for Ziggy because you said it was for me, right?
But the name is that.
Yeah, but it was order for Xylan, and you had the biggest box. You had out of everybody. They was walking in there getting 1 or 2 cookies, and you had this big old box of like 12 cookies. It's a lot of sugar, bro. That ain't got nothing to do with the podcast. Anyway, that's it for this one, YouTube, man. I just wanted to touch base with y'all. I I always do my podcast at my other house. I was like, you know what, let me just do this one here with my sons. And y'all haven't seen them on camera in a while, but, you know, they still here. I'm still in their life, you know. Ain't nobody going nowhere. We all we got, but we make it work, man. So I still got that music video or the song coming out. I don't know what's going on with Matt Chavez, but I'm waiting for him to release the song to me so I can upload it so y'all can listen to it. I think some of y'all would like it. You know, the people that don't like me, y'all ain't gonna like my song. But the people that are okay with me and don't think I'm a horrible person, y'all might like the song. But I'm gonna upload that as soon as possible. But I'm gonna do a podcast next week. I'm probably have my brother on the line if he can get permission. But yeah, we'll see how that goes, man. But that'll be next week, and the song will be coming up. But that's it for this podcast, man. Until the next video, be easy.